Hi there, and welcome to another tutorial with Randy Orwin from the Information School at the University of Washington. For this tutorial, we're going to actually talk about peer-reviewed assignments. So you'll notice I'm already logged into my Sandbox site, and I'm currently on the Assignments menu, as you can see where this is highlighted in black. I'm going to create a new assignment. I'm going to call this assignment Peer Review Test. I'm going to put a little bit of text in here, and then we'll come down and configure this assignment. You'll notice that I already have 10 points. It's in my assignment group. Display as points. It's a submission type online, text entry. This is all pre-configured because this is the last type of assignment that I created, and Canvas will remember that to make life easier if you're going to do multiple assignments of the same type. It's not going to be a group assignment, but you can do group peer-reviewed assignments, but there's some trickiness in the grading side of this that you need to be aware of. It's already checked, say require peer reviews. We have two options here to assign peer reviews. One is manually, and if you have a large course, you probably don't want to use manually because it's going to take you a huge amount of time. And then you have automatically assigned peer reviews, and we'll notice when we click on the difference between those, as soon as we click automatic, we end up getting a new box down here, assign reviews on a date. So we'll talk about that in a little more detail. We're going to assign 3 reviews per user. I want this to be an anonymous peer review in this particular case. I'm going to come back to this date box here in a second. I'm going to set a due date for the assignment of today. Actually, let's go yesterday so we actually make this work. And then I'm not going to worry about available from and available to. And then I have to come up here and I have to set a review date. We'll notice there's some very light text here that says must come after due date. If blank, it will use the due date. So if you just leave that blank, it's going to grab this due date we just set at the bottom, and it's going to put that in there. If you want to have a specific date when you're going to assign reviewers, then you can go ahead and put a date in here. We'll just leave this blank as it is, and I'm going to click Save and Publish. Now we're looking at the assignment now that we've saved it. We go in, and the indicator that this is a peer-reviewed assignment other than the title is over here on the right-hand side. We see a peer reviews link, and this button's actually going to let you see a list of all the students and then who's actually been assigned to be reviewed. Now we'll notice that we have our list of students on the left-hand side, and it says none assigned to everybody. When you do automatically assigned reviews, Canvas actually says a student has to submit an assignment before they're allowed to do any peer reviews. So it forces students to submit the work before they can actually go read somebody else's work. That's a good thing. Keeps students from reading other students' work and then going back and submitting their own assignment. So at this point, there's no way to actually assign the students to review other students. So we're going to click on the Back to Assignment button, and then we're going to go ahead and populate some data so we can see that. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay, we're back. I'm back on the assignment page here, and we can see out to the side 0 out of 7 submissions are graded, so I do know that students have submitted some work. So I'm actually going to go back in here, and I'm going to go to the peer reviews. And now we see something a little bit different. So on the right hand side, we have a box that says automatically assign reviews. You can assign peer reviews to those users who have submitted but don't already have reviews assigned. So you'll notice nobody has been assigned anything yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and click the Assign Peer Reviews button. And we'll notice that on the left hand side now of the page, we can see that all of the students now have reviews that have been assigned. Oh, except for one. So this student here has none assigned, and that's because that student didn't actually submit the work. So you'll notice students have to submit work in order to be able to actually do a peer review with the automatically assigned peer reviews. Something to note, if there's a yellow triangle, as there is right here, that indicates that that review has not been completed. So this is a great place for you to come back as the course instructor and take a look to see who's actually behind in getting their reviews done. Now if you have this student that's not submitted to come back and submit, then you can actually click the assign peer reviews one more time, and then they will actually get reviews assigned to them as well. So now I'm going to go back to the assignment. I really want my students to, before they start reviewing each other, have a rubric. So I'm going to create a new rubric, and we're just going to leave some rubric as the name there, and I'm just going to put in a description of my criterion. I'm actually going to edit that. We're just going to call this criterion 1 for this. I'm not going to give a prescription. I'm going to say add criterion 2, and let's add one more. And rubrics is an entirely separate tutorial on some of the things you can do with rubrics, so I've just left all the default types of things. Use this and let students actually use it for assignment grading. So I'm going to click that one. And then if you want, you can set it up so that they can actually leave free-form comments about each section of the rubric. So I'm going to tick that box as well, and I'm going to say create rubric. Yes, I'm going to change that. I put in more points in the rubric than there was in the assignment. We want the total points to be the same, and it will automatically tell you if you get that wrong. So now we have to get some reviews in there, so I'm going to pause again while we put some student reviews in. Okay, we're back, and I'm on the assignment itself. We're going to go in and take a look at the peer reviews just to get us an overview of who's done the work and who hasn't. And we can see that test 1 has completed 2, and a few others have completed 1, and no one else has completed their assignments. And until everybody completes, they'll just have the yellow check marks. So that's a good, easy way to see where the class stands on getting the work done. So now let's actually go take a look at SpeedGrader. So I'm going to click on SpeedGrader. We're going to load SpeedGrader, and you'll see exactly what happens. And we can see here Orwin R is the student that we're doing. Here's the Orwin R's submission. I can give them a grade here. I can also see that there were some comments left on a rubric by iSchool Test 1, so that's what they're going to see. Here's comments that were given by everybody, and it'll tell you right down at the bottom who made those comments. So iSchool Test 4, iSchool Test 2, and then iSchool Test 1 left comments. But if you want to see the individual users, so I can go see what they've done, and it shows me what's there, and you can actually view the rubric. So I can easily see what all the students did, and it makes it very easy for you to find that. Now if I want to give a score, I can either just plunk a grade into the grade box, or I can actually pop up the rubric, and then I can actually give some scores here. And now it shows I've given an assessment. Here's the assessment. I gave them 15 out of 15. The rubric automatically calculated that out. And now there's 4 of us listed. Me, the 3 people who did the reviews. When you go to the next student, you'll notice I'm green, so I have graded that one. Here's our student who didn't have an assignment turned in, and it looks like this person has one person who has actually reviewed their score. So that should give you everything you need to know to do assessment of students using feedback from other students, and hopefully you found this helpful.